Hello, and welcome back to the Cracking FAANG YouTube channel. Today we're going to be solving Leetcode problem 1101, the earliest moment when everyone becomes friends. I know you guys really like these Google videos because I can see from the analytics these are the most watched, so please leave a like and a comment because it helps the YouTube channel. Alright, there are n people in a social group labeled from 0 to n minus 1. You are given an array logs where logs of I equals to timestamp of I, x of I, yi, which indicates that xi and yi will be friends at the timestamp. Friendship is symmetric. It means that if A is friends with B, then B is also friends with A. Also, person A is acquainted with person B if A is friends with A or B, and A is a friend of someone who is acquainted with B. Return the earliest time for which every person becomes acquainted with every other person. If there is no such time, return -1. So let's now think about a basic example. And the test case that Leetcode gives us is really complex because the timestamps are kind of ridiculous. So we'll just kind of think about this conceptually and then think about how we want to solve it. So let's say we have, person 1, we have person 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So let's say we go through our, sequence here. And each one of these we can think of as like a separate person. So basically, let's just say the first connection happens between 1 and 2. They're friends with each other. And then maybe 3 or 4 are friends with each other. And then maybe 4 or 5 become friends with each other. 5 and 3 become friends with each other. And then 3 and 2 become friends with each other. So at this point, this one right here, whatever this timestamp happens to be, is when everyone is acquainted with everyone. Even though there's not a connection between each node in the graph here, essentially everyone is acquainted because, remember, if you're friends with someone and then they're friends with someone else, we can kind of think of that as completing the connection. So from 1, I can traverse to 2, and because 2 is friends with 3, I can then access 5 and 4. I don't need a direct edge from 1 to 5. So this should kind of give you a hint as to how we want to do this. Essentially, what we want to do is we want to build a graph here. And we're going to build a graph where each person, so we'll have our graph, right? So G, the key will just be, a person. So person, and then the value of this graph will actually be a set of all the people they're friends with. So this could be like P2, P3, P4. And what we're going to do while we build this graph is first we're going to sort our logs by time, right? Because we want to process them in linear order because obviously we want to find the earliest time when they become friends, and it's not guaranteed that our timestamps given to us are actually sorted in ascending order. So first thing we need to do is actually sort to make sure that we can actually do this chronologically. Then what we're going to do is we're essentially going to build the graph, right? And what we can do here is we're going to be given, a timestamp. We're going to given a person 1 and a person 2. So obviously these two people are friends based on this, this event, right? Because the event is basically a timestamp when these two people become friends. What happens now is that because these people are friends, P1 is now acquainted with everyone that P2 is also acquainted with. So we get their entire list from the graph. And we can basically say that P1 is now acquainted with everyone that P2 is also acquainted with. And we will continue building out this relationship in the graph until the point where a person actually, the length of their acquaintances is actually equal to n minus 1, right? And why n minus 1? Because obviously there's n people. You can't be acquainted with yourself. So if the number of acquaintances in your graph is actually n minus 1, then we can actually stop because we know that you are now acquainted with people. And since we're doing the logs in chronological order, the first time we see this is the first time, the earliest time where everyone is acquainted. So that will be our solution. So just to recap, let's kind of just, go through what we want to do here at a high level. So once I wipe all of this away, the first thing we're going to do is sort logs on timestamp. Then we're going to, build graph, and then we're going to parse the logs. So parse the logs, which I guess is part of the building graph. So parse logs, and then we're just going to update the graph, right? And then 4, we're done, right? Profit, done. Woo. So that is the general gist of it. Let's now go to the code editor and type this up. It's relatively simple. Again, we just want to build our graph as we're going. And as soon as one person's acquaintances list is basically equal to n minus 1, or n if you want to put the person in there. I mean, technically, I guess you are acquainted with yourself, so if you want to put them in there, that's fine. Then you would just look for n. But basically, the second that someone actually has n minus 1 in their set for the graph, then we're done. So let's now go to the code editor and type this up. Like I said, it's really simple. All right, now let's code this up. So remember, the first thing we want to do is actually sort our logs based on the timestamp. So we're going to say logs equals sorted. So we're going to sort the logs based on what? So the key here, we want to sort on the 0th index because that is the actual timestamp. So just to make sure, we're just going to use the lambda function here and make sure that we always sort on the 0 index here, and that will sort it for us. And now we have our logs in sorted order. Now we need to actually build the graph. So we're going to say graph equals collections.default dict, and this is going to be a set. So basically every value will be a set here for every key. So what we want to do now is we actually do need to initialize the graph with the person. You will actually start out being acquainted to yourself. I misspoke earlier when I said you didn't need to do this. I actually tried it without it and it doesn't work. And the reason for this is that you won't actually be able to update the connections correctly if you don't have yourself as an acquaintance. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just initialize the graph. So we're going to say for I in range n, what we're going to do is we're going to say graph of I, and then remember that we want to set this equal to a set with just ourselves in it in the beginning, because obviously we're acquainted with ourselves. Now what we want to do is we actually want to parse the graph. So we're going to say for timestamp person1, person2 in logs. What we're going to do is we're now going to basically join the graph for person 1 with person 2 because they're now friends. So person 1 will get all of the acquaintances from person 2. So we're going to say graph of P1 equals to the graph of P1. So we get their graph and we join it. We use union here because we have sets with person 2, right? So obviously the new acquaintances list from P1 equals the old acquaintances list plus all of the unique elements from the graph of P2. So all the people that P2 is acquainted with. And there you go. So that is how you update the graph. Now we need to basically update all of the people in P1's graph because now they also have access to all of the people that we just updated, right? Because as soon as P1 now becomes acquainted with these people, then all of the people that P1 is acquainted with will now also have that acquaintance. So we're going to say, I guess P3 in graph of P1. So now all of P1's acquaintances need to be updated. So we're going to say graph of P3 is now going to have all of the acquaintances from P1. So we're just going to set their acquaintances list because now that we've updated P1, then all of the people they were acquainted with by definition, by connection, will also be acquainted with P1's connection. So we just need to update everyone. Now what we want to do is we want to check if the length of our current person P1 is actually, so if the length of graph for P1 actually equals to n, that means that they now are acquainted with everyone, right? Remember that there's n total people, so if the length of their graph for that person's key equals to n, that means that they're acquainted with everyone. So we can simply return P1. We can return the timestamp when this happens. We were going to return the timestamp. And basically this for loop will run for all of the logs. Either we're going to return timestamp from inside of this function, or not this function, this loop, or we will end the loop and we won't have found any time. So at this point, the problem tells us to just return -1. So I just want to run this real quick, make sure I didn't make any syntax mistakes. Looks fine. Let us now submit this and okay, cool. My recorder actually cut out there, so I didn't get to do the time and space complexity, but basically what we want to do for the time complexity, we see that we have a sort here. So what is this time complexity for the sort? Well, if we have m logs, then sorting it is going to be m log m. So here m equals number of logs. So that is the sorting part. And then we also have to account for the logs. So there are m logs, as we saw. And what happens here is we do unions, and the complexity of the unions is going to depend on n. So this is m times n. And then we can also say that n equals number of people, right? So our total time complexity is going to be big O of m log m plus m times n. So m times n is for the actual part where we join everything together, and then m log m is for the actual sorting of the logs. So the space complexity here, in Python, sorting is not free. It does not happen in constant time. It does not happen in logarithmic time. It actually takes big O of m time, where again m is the number of logs. And then for the actual graph itself, we need to have space, and the size of the graph is going to be dependent on how many people we have. So your space complexity is going to be m plus n, where remember m is the number of logs and n is the number of people. So that is your time and space complexity, and that's how you solve the earliest moment when everyone becomes friends. Relatively simple question. I quite like these graph problems. I don't know why. I don't have a computer science degree, yet I love graphs and trees for some reason, and I hate like simple array questions and all that stuff. It's funny how life is sometimes. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like and a comment. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to see more content like this, especially more Google questions, I know you guys love the Google questions, you guys watch them the most, then subscribe to the channel. If you want to join a Discord community where we talk about all things FAANG, systems design, interview prep, you can have your resume reviewed, you can ask for referrals. If that sounds interesting to you, join the Discord community. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.